it's freaking some New Vegas. I just did a freaking cheat. It was a glitch. It's pretty dope. I figured, frick it, man. This game takes so much of your fucking time. Like my buddy said, who introduced me to Fallout. He introduced me to Fallout, Skyrim. What other one was it? And Minecraft, right? And he said, dude, this game will destroy your social life. It is not joking, man. There's just so much fucking content in this game. It's nuts. All of them. The Fallout 4. I got Fallout 3 too, but shoot, you only have so many games running, man. Like every one of these is a social life killer. But man, they're fun. I mean, it's winter time. See, we got it. See that snow out there? You know what I'm talking about? Oh shoot! So it's kind of like. It's a good time, man. Freaking like, look, you know, hey. It's kind of almost like waste time just sitting here playing with myself, you know, man, kind of in a way. But you know, what's the alternative? Smoking crack, chasing whores, ruining my relationship, you know, in the hood, fucking around with the minority mafia. The machete cult and all that shit. So, and believe this, dude, like, look, just like the game right here with this knife. I mean, it's like my buddy said, man, if you ain't hacking, you're slacking. You know what I'm saying? Freaking hacking and slashing. If you ain't hacking, you're slacking. Buddy Dale, man, from fucking Florida, man, I don't know what happened, man. One of my phones just disappeared. I think a chick stole it, freaking, or something, dude. I don't know what happened, but lost contact with him, unfortunately. Happens sometimes. But yeah, man. It's kind of crazy, man. Like in video games and movies and all that, they have soft disclosures. Like, look, sometimes they leak the truth in fictional format. Okay. Like, one of the things, like, look, San Andreas, man, I still, like, it's another game that'll destroy your social life, like, almost. My buddy used to say, man, one of these days I'm going to come over looking for Chris Kringle, and he's going to be on the TV in the game. There's actually a movie with, what's his name, Emilio Estevez, where he gets absorbed into the video game, for real. That's back in the day when they were like still 8-bit shitty graphics. And this is almost too easy. Like, look, I'm just chopping these things in one hit. This is a very freaking bloody, very bloody freaking gory game. It's pretty good though. I like this one because it's got more of a cowboyish accent, like flavor to it. The other one's more like Fallout 4 is more like patriotic, like Revolutionary War kind of based. Like Fallout's got a good thing of taking like old stuff, like look, check it out. You could listen to a song from the 1930s and you never heard it before, even though that shit is old as fuck. It's new to you, right? Shit like that happens on these games quite often too. Just because the game's old doesn't mean like if you never played it, man, it's new to you. But it has a good way of fusing and blending future and the past, like, you know, in a way. Like, it's just, they're pretty magical at it. And then they even made a show. The show's pretty damn good too. I like it. I like this whole series. The storyline is really good, man. It's kind of like, the thing about video games, they're almost like reading a book and playing, reading a book, watching a movie, and playing, man. So it's kind of like, look, they're pretty crazy, man. They're pretty immersive, addictive, because, I mean, the stimulation, you get instant stimulation, and even on this game, Like for instance, watch. Like machete cult. I can even like just like in real life, you know, cigarettes, alcohol. There's drugs on this game too, so certain drugs, like this one right here, weapon spread reduced. It's called steady. And this is like real shit too. Like I know like snipers and shit. They might give them like they might be able to get in position, pop a Xanax, so like they're so calm. Like with that calm, and then also you know like drugs. My grandpa was in Vietnam, so he'd constantly tell me like I'll drink me a whiskey. Look, you have become addicted already. Like you actually get a award for getting addicted to shit, right? Whoa, look at this! Wow, it turned all red, nigga. That was crazy looking. This is another hollowed out rock. These hollowed out rocks are all over this place. You finding them? That's the freaking third one I found so far. And you never know where they're at. Like this game is crazy, dude. There's so much detail, man. So much fine detail, man. It's such a vast fucking amount of like just data points, man. It's crazy. But I mean, hey, you do get real time experience, problem solving, strategizing, like goals, freaking missions, like in these games. So it's not like a total waste of freaking time, but it can be a vice. But you know, hey, I love. You got those certain vices we all love. You know what I'm saying? What would this game be called right here, man? You know, fucking gluttony and sloth, gluttony, sloth, and sick freaking fantasy pleasure shit, dude. It's like, and look, one of the cities in here is called Gomorrah. What's weird? The company that made it, Bethsaida. This is from the Bible. That's where the pool where the angels stirred the water. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my buddy were talking about life. And it's like, this ain't Sodom and Gomorrah out here, dude. It's worse. It really is. And I mean, the true sin of Sodom and Gomorrah isn't just gay butt sex and prison rape. And trannies and shit like that, dude. Because I mean, that's... Oh, shit. People don't realize, like, there was tranny gangs back in Sodom and Gomorrah. And there'd be like, you know, like there'd be a Bedouin out there. It basically means desert traveler, but it's really secretly, it's a bunch of Gomorrites and Sodomites that they actually, there would be a dude that looks like the pimp, right? And he'd have a group of women. They would appear to be women from afar, all veiled up like Muslim bitches and shit, right? And then once you get close, they'd be like, hey, you want to buy some pussy? And then when you get over there, they all go, whoa, and they rip off their dresses, and they're a bunch of fucking dudes in drag with makeup on, and they, take that ass. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, but the true sin was inhospitality. They love to target outsiders, like motherfuckers who wasn't from Sodom and Gomorrah. You dig? It's crazy stuff, man. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty exploitative out here and inhospitable. You know what I'm saying? This world is, man. It really is. And it's systematic. Fish rots from the head. It's not. They act like the streets trickle up to power. No, power trickles down to the streets. It's like, that's backwards. It's like blaming the victims and enabling and blame shifting. All these narcissistic tactics, they can also be used against groups against groups. You know what I'm saying? A group could be narking and picking on its political adversary. You know, of course, there's the smear campaign, the flying monkeys, the fucking projection, blaming people for the same shit you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, your guilty conscience is making you project and mirror out the bad parts of yourself onto somebody else. And then you take responsibility for the other person's good qualities, right? But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a sick, twisted, it's a lot of sick, twisted fuckery. I might get my ass whooped because there's a bunch of them in here. you know, narcs are like wolves. Even the Bible says inwardly these men are ravaging wolves. What do wolves do? They attack in packs. They hunt strategically for their prey. They lie in wait with soldiers. They set traps. They flank. There's all kinds of, like, they have a wolf that's a baiter. It comes in, it looks like it's a masturbator. It looks like it's alone. Like, it runs away. It's just classic ambush tactics. I used to do this shit in Nam, too. Anyway, yeah. My grandpa would tell me, like, you know, the Gooks was putting, ain't no disrespect to anybody, that's just the way that was their vernacular. That's the Vietnam era vernacular. The Viet Cong, freaking, they would let, you know, look like a weak force. These guys would look like they're fucking retreating. Then you go to chase them, and then there's a bunch of them waiting. Like, this is the art of war. Let an enemy perceive weakness, lie in wait with soldiers. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, just like this game is probably, look, what the devil uses as a weapon against us, God can turn it to our good, right? Look, that he said they used to opiate the weed, and they figured, you know, the soldiers would turn into hippies and they would just not want to fight, but instead he said they just got really fucked up, and it actually like helped, like erase the pain of of war, of killing people, seeing people die and get blown to fucking pieces and shit in front of you, finding bodies all around, mutilated corpses everywhere, fucking. And look, Phoenix program, man, they were into some weird shit. Like, look, they were using asymmetrical warfare, basically, right? My grandpa said he was like, look, my grandpa told me basically when he was on a mountain in Vietnam, he was stationed with Green Berets, and these guys was working with these loincloth motherfuckers, man, some real machete cult type shit, right? And these guys, when the soldiers seen these guys, they would run because these guys were cannibals, and after they killed you, they'd all frickin' pass around the liver and take bites out of it, right? And it basically signifies that they own your spirit in the spirit world. They make you a spirit slave into the afterlife. So these motherfuckers would drop their guns and run from these guys. That's the Phoenix program, but also there's something, I think it's called Operation Popeye, where they were actually making the monsoons. And my grandpa told me how they did it. He said they would take salt, they put them in a mortar, and they shoot them bitches up in the sky. Boom, boom, boom. And he said like an hour later, rain would come, right? It's called cloud seeding. You know, my first shit on YouTube was the Skywatch Chronicles, you know what I'm saying? So like, look, and it's like, look, if you make certain statements, even though the burden of truth or the burden of proof is always on the person, the listener, it's not necessarily on the person saying it. Because hey, there's many times we can be we're sincere, but we don't realize we're sincerely wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, because you feel sincere about it, you think it's the truth. But sometimes people aren't lying. You just been misdirected. You got misinformation or disinformation mixed in with some true information. That's the way it works. A little gatekeeper to point you in the right direction, but not tell you the specifics, so you get all caught up in the weeds, man. Anyway, yeah, I just fucking wanted to. It's been a while since I made a talker. Okay. I'm still out here. I'm still doing shizzy. All right. So say, kind of in hibernation mode. Kind of doing a reset. I've had a crazy few years, alright? Crazy couple years. Well, hey, everything's all crazy right now. It would seem like, you know, we're in the book of Revelations, we're living that shit out. So it's hard to even look for that to register. It's like forcing me to live in kind of a cognitive dissonance where I'm understanding something I know at the same time, but then again, to sit there and dwell on that shit and fixate on that shit, it's fight, flight, or freeze, right? Fawn. You could also get to that shell shock state, or you could get this Stockholm syndrome with the beast, man, with the system. Who can make war with the beast? And if you can't beat them, you join them, right? You know, all these old proverbs and adages from the past. Anyway, I got to keep it at 15. Peace.